Scientists discovered a place deeper than the Mariana Trench. What's hiding there? The highest peak, the coldest temperature, and the deepest point in the ocean are just a few of the extremes on Earth that may spark our curiosity. Though we have made great progress in our understanding of the galaxy, we have only documented around 5% of the oceans on Earth, and that doesn't even include the depths. So, what's the deepest place we have explored? Let's find out. When it comes to this final point, oceanographers have known for a long time that Mariana Trench, a deep valley in the ocean floor located about 124 miles east of the Mariana Islands in the western Pacific Ocean, is the deepest region of the entire ocean. For a long time, experts agreed that the Challenger Deep, a depression at the trench's southern end, was where the depth of the trench was at its deepest, almost 7 miles, a mile deeper than the height of Mount Everest. The Haddle Zone, which extends from the surface of the ocean to a depth of 11,000 meters, is home to some of the most diverse and dynamic ecosystems on the planet's seabed. Many investigations into the Haddle Zone concentrate on the vast trenches created by the collision of two or more plates, a phenomenon known as subduction. It was previously believed that the depth differences between each of these trenches represented different ecosystems. The Mariana Trench is an oceanic depression with a crescent-shaped bottom, and the Challenger Deep is a depression with a slot-like shape in its bottom. It's been described as an extended seafloor with 3 separate pools filled with sediment. Despite years of data from deep diving submersibles, sonar bathymetry, and remotely operated underwater vehicles, scientists still can't agree on the exact depth of the Challenger Deep. How was Challenger Deep formed? The Mariana Trench was formed by the process of subduction, in which one tectonic plate dives beneath and under another. Seismic evidence suggests that there was a tear in the subducting plate, which resulted in the overriding plate being deformed. This tear led to increased depths around the southern end of the Mariana Trench, specifically in the area where the Challenger Deep is located. Based on findings from a 2003 study on the ocean floor, scientists are beginning to wonder if there is another deep that can compete with the Challenger. How do we measure the depth of the Challenger Deep? In 1875, the HMS Challenger expedition conducted the first accurate measurement of the Challenger Deep as part of a roughly 70,000-mile scientific tour around the world that established the basis for modern oceanography. The crew of the Challenger used lead weights attached to long ropes to measure the depth of the ocean. The ship was equipped with 144 miles of rope specifically for this reason. An initial depth of 26,850 feet was reported. In 1951, however, the depth was remeasured by a different royal warship, also named the HMS Challenger, using a basic kind of sonar, a pulse of sound thrown deep into the abyss, where it would bounce off and return to the researchers on the surface. After a few more changes, the official depth was set at 36,070 feet. This number was confirmed by using the most recent sonar technology. However, in December of 2014, the journey of the Mariana Trench by the Schmidt Ocean Institute's research vessel Falkor changed everything. The trip was supposed to use 2 autonomous deep diving devices called DeepSock Mk2 and DeepSock Mk3 to learn more about the waters above the Challenger Deep. As reported by Oceanographer magazine, the 17th of December 2014 saw the launch of both instruments. What is the exact depth of the Challenger Deep? The Mk3 explosion sent out a powerful shockwave, which was detected by the Mk2's remaining sensor. Multiple waves of the shockwave were reflected between the ocean floor and the surface of the water in the Challenger Deep. Using the speed of sound in the water column at the moment of the explosion and the recorded arrival times of these multipath pulses, the scientists at Falkor were able to precisely determine the depth of the Challenger Deep, 10,983 meters, or nearly 36,032 feet. What else did we discover about Challenger Deep? The Challenger Deep is the deepest part of the Mariana Trench, a rift in the Earth's crust that runs for 1,500 miles across the western Pacific. The pressure is greater than 15,000 psi at the bottom and is the same as being squished under the weight of 50 different jumbo aircraft simultaneously. When compared, normal atmospheric pressure is only about 15 psi. Temperatures in the deepest part of the ocean are between 34 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Have we explored the Challenger Deep? Although thousands of individuals have reached the summit of Mount Everest, only 2 have reached the bottom of the Challenger Deep, the lowest point on Earth. On January 23, 1960, the Italian research bathscape Trieste carrying Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh became the first manned watercraft to descend to the bottom of the Challenger Deep. The Challenger Deep is so extraordinarily deep that it could accommodate 13 of the world's tallest buildings stacked end-to-end or 5 Grand Canyons from the surface of the cave bottom. It's hard for us to wrap our minds around it. The 2 spent only a brief 20 minutes at the bottom after a 5-hour descent, and were unable to capture pictures because of the silk clouds that were stirred up by their descent. In 2009, scientists from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution made history by sending an unmanned robot to the bottom of the Challenger Deep for the first time. They went down to a depth of 10,902 meters with the robotic vehicle nearest. Let's not forget, the Oscar-winning James Cameron, director of Titanic, Aliens, and of course, The Abyss, also took a journey to Challenger Deep. He went down to a depth of 35,754 feet, 10,897.8 meters below the ocean surface, inside a tiny submarine. Cameron took core samples from the ocean floor and decided to return after a couple of system malfunctions. He described the area as very lonely and nearly sterile. In April 2019, the American deep-sea explorer Victor Vescovo reached a new depth record of 35,853 feet at the Challenger Deep. What did he discover on the seabed? Only empty candy wrappers and plastic bags, and that is a bad sign for humanity. Does life exist in Challenger Deep? Picture yourself in a vast, bottomless, dark abyss where all around you are creatures you've never seen before. Feeling anxious just thinking about it is normal, so don't worry about it. There have been scientific doubts over whether or not life could persist at such high pressures before the historic dive by Piccard and Walsh. At the bottom, though, Piccard spotted what he initially assumed was a flatfish when the Trieste's floodlight flashed on it. Since then, it is found that the Challenger Deep is home to a wide variety of marine life, including microorganisms, shrimp, marine worms, and sea cucumbers. There have only been a few trips to these remote areas of the Earth's crust, so you may be relieved to learn that no enormous sea monsters are swimming there. Over the years, numerous robotic probes have been sent to Challenger Deep and returned with samples. Polychaete worms, nematodes, and other microbes, as well as shrimp and scale worms, were among the things they discovered. Seeps on the ocean floor are one of the most interesting discoveries in recent years. In these seeps, water is heated by chemical processes in the rocks below and then bursts up to meet the ocean. It could also explain the origin of life and how it could evolve in distant worlds. Although the Trieste expedition proved without a reasonable doubt that life might live in the Mariana Trench, little is known about the specific species that make their home in this deep part of the ocean. It is hypothesized that vertebrate bone would practically disintegrate due to the extremely high pressures present. No fish with no bones. However, nature's extraordinary adaptability has repeatedly disproved scientists' theories. Do fish live so far down then? The goal of the Deep Sea Challenge project is to address basic problems like this one, to which no one currently has a solution. How do we know that Challenger Deep is the planet's deepest point? Is there a guarantee that there isn't a deeper area? We can't believe that. It's possible that the estimated depth of the Challenger Deep will vary in the future, or that another deeper point will be located somewhere else because this estimate has a margin of error of roughly 100 feet. After all, the Mariana Deep in the Mariana Trench wasn't discovered until 1997, and its depth of 35,210 feet is less than 1,000 feet less than that of the Challenger Deep. This ends our scientific session for today. Is the Challenger Deep the deepest part of the ocean? What do you think? Share it with us. Also, like and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos like these. See you next time.